Hello and welcome to a live game. We're going to be watching the CM here. It's a position 5. It's going to be a CM here, Iwi. I believe he's rank 70 something. I'm not entirely sure. Let me just check this out real quick. It's going to be 96, and it's going to be yeah, they're going to start it off. The only unfortunate thing is that actually there's a techies in this game. Okay, so they got the Remnant here, and Wind Ranger is going to get stuck. Michael goes down by piece. First blood, never a good start to that. And of course, the techies is going to be position 4, so you know, as opposed to like an offlaner. Oh, but he actually Pango swashbuckles and steals the rune. Gets the CM a little low, but here comes the Faceless Void. Time walks forward and just and the frost bite is there. He's getting so low. A couple more fairy fire. No, he should be fine, especially with that Ranger TPing in. And yeah, that should be the end of that. But wow, first blood given. Yeah, I stole the rune, and that was a major win for the Pengo, but he's back up. He's got the salve. He's good to go. So again, if you're new to my channel, you're going to kind of just watch the CM here and then just see the positioning. Very important. Notice how he wind runs and he just uses the frostbite. Can't attack. That's a good way to deal with it, but CM is a little low on mana, which is a little worrying. Her spells cast so much. I mean, yeah, she's got the aura, but she's not even level 2 yet. You do need to be a little bit careful because you don't... This is a pretty strong lane to kind of deal with. The Wind Ranger doing a lot of work. Wind Run there just, you know, completely avoiding them. Obviously, you want to trade shots when you're the Wind Ranger there. But they're doing a good job of denying and just zoning out. Doesn't need to be careful here. And so, CM, this is why I think that you need, like, clarities or some sort of mango. Getting a little... Okay, had the salve, so he could risk that. Oh, but the career... Oh, and that was the mango and the clarity that we're talking about, and that would deal with it. Gets a lucky bash in the Wind Ranger, though. But that's going to be the end of that. So, unfortunately, not getting that clarity, which is pretty huge. Once you have the mana and everything, but okay. Quick enough to make the pull here. And takes it away, and then nice. Oh, okay, so only the range creep will be aggroed here. So that pays off. That's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it does have the shackle. They're going to go on the Faceless Void, but the Frostbite will stop that. And, of course, what does Faceless Void do? He just taunts away. And, yeah, they're going to pull it under the tower here. Let the Faceless Void get some last hits. And with that pulled away, it just draws a lot of the aggro away. Yes, it's under tower and might not be the easiest for the Faceless Void to be getting last hits, but, I mean, it pulls them away. This is... Pengo and Wind Ranger is a pretty strong lane, and as soon as you don't really have the mana to deal with it as the CM... Mind you, I probably would have gone Frost Nova just to kind of hit both, but I mean, against the Wind Ranger, it does make more sense, right? So this is more of a matchup skilling more than anything else, because the Frostbite just locks down one place, especially when he's got a Wind Run and just wants to trade. Then, you know, if you can't attack, then the Wind Runner is kind of negated. So it's more of a matchup thing. I mean, yeah, you generally want Frost Nova just to kind of get that last hit in addition to hitting, maybe potentially hitting both of the heroes. But it looks like he's going to just kind of keep himself alive. Oh, he misses that last hit. Michael there just kind of stealing stuff, which is good. CM, unfortunately, is going to back up here. Doesn't need to be careful about this carrier. He's actually pinging it out. He's like, buddy, focus. Yeah. Especially with that CM there. The shackle does connect. So he doesn't really have the power shot. And he's going to use Frostbite. He should just back up. He does have a salve if he wants to use it. He can do so under tower. Glyph is going to be committed as they're pushing mid. The tag is in the Void Spirit. But again, if you're new, I'm just going to kind of focus on the first 10 minutes of perspective of the player. And the reason why that's so important is because we look at camera work. We look at exactly what you're trying to do. And plus, there's more of a value add, right? If you're looking to play the position 5 CM, what do you need to be looking at? What do you need to be doing? Notice how, excuse me, the pulls have been on point. And just the amount of space created for the Faceless Void, who's tops in terms of the last hit. So CM has done a pretty good job of just kind of weathering the storm, so to speak. Gets a deny there. Any deny is good. Frostbite just kind of locking in the Pango, making sure he doesn't have that. He's looking for that lucky bash. The Frost Nova will just kind of scurry him away. And the CM is going with a 1-1-1. Does have a clarity as well. Ooh, okay. The swashbuckle, though, does stop the clarity. He could have been a little bit safer with that. Alright, so now he did get clarity and a mango delivered to him, but my only issue with CM is that her movement speed is so bad, especially early. Frost Nova. Swashbuckle to keep himself alive. Time walk forward. He really wants this. I mean, yeah, he's tanky. Yeah, he's mobile, but Frostbite, you get one bad. It doesn't really matter. Okay, there we go. And CM will secure that kill. And Wind Ranger, you saw that. I don't know if you saw that on the minimap, but the ward had actually given sight or vision. So that they knew that they had an advantage, right? A numbers one. 5 minutes here. CM went for the pull, the stack, excuse me. But Wind Ranger kind of stopped that. And Wind Ranger is actually going to pick up both the runes. Which is a little unfortunate. Something that you want to kind of focus on. But as a position 5. Oh, the shackle doesn't connect. He's going to go all in for this. He doesn't have a very far. He's getting run up. Oh, and the power shot is there. That's on point. And then the disrespect. The disrespect. The BM. Here we go. Sometimes it sucks being a CM, man. Especially when everybody is somewhat stronger than you. You know, you're kind of squishy. You're kind of... It's a scary position to be. Alright, but we're going to go into this one now. And again, space created, I guess. Especially since your Faceless Void is tops in terms of the last hits. Which is great. And here comes Techies. I mean, when you're like, oh, this guy's going to rotate. This is the probably, you know, that is probably not the guy you want, your Techies. But I hate Techies players with a passion. I will actually unfriend you because I don't like you. I think you're a terrible person. Boom, said it. Frostbite there. They're kind of nearby. And look at the value add. Like, Techies, you're level 2. What are you going to do? The Shackle? Yeah, the Frostbite is there and Techies goes down. Not much you can do. Chains, which is a nice two-man chains. Time walks forward. He really wants the Wind Ranger. CM, though, is looking to get neutral dumped here. But no, Jace is going to get that kill. So... So when people are like, why is Techies support bad? Why? It's this. This is exactly what we're talking about, right? You're a master tier Techies player, yet you're what? Level 2 at 6 minutes as a position 4. Okay? This is why nobody likes you in the world. Your Magnus is still worst in the core. You provide 0 impact in the lane. And you're trying to rotate as a level 2 Techies. Okay, yeah, you've got the camps that are stacked here, and the Warlock was trying to get in on that action. Ooh, he goes for the suicide. And that should be the end of that. Void Spirit's still doing pretty well. They're both doing well. Both the Voids. But at 7 minutes and 20 seconds, okay, I kind of want to see you at the top. I think that CM is just going to just sap some XP. Still only level 2. Techies, right? First item Ags. Like, we're not going to see this guy's value till what? 15 minutes? Alright, Jay's level 7 versus the Yui level 4. Doesn't he be a little careful, Flame Guard? They're trying to bait him. Here comes a suicide. They do have it. And they do have him pulled back the Remnant, and he was trying to bait him out. He's been silenced. He gets the Slight, and he Remnants away, and he just has just enough. Not enough. The Blast Off, excuse me. And they do have the regen there. He's trying to protect it. He's level 4. They're going to give it to the Ember. Oh, does need to be careful here. Okay, he's going to get the D-Ward. They pick up the regen on the Ember. And, wow, Faceless Void gets a solo on the Pengo. He's got the MOM with the Chrono. That makes quick work of that guy. Magnus level 6 does not have RP. I mean, you're going more for the stats, right? So, in power, just kind of fighting through. You don't really need RP to fight. So, as an offlane, you know, Magnus, I'm okay. I'm totally okay with this, actually. As Brown Boots on the CM. And again, sorry, I know we should be focusing on this, but there's action going on, and CM was just kind of sapping XP, so to speak. So, alright, 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Techies is back into the fountain. Hang on, let's do a Techies check. Still level 2, my friend. 9 minutes, okay? And you're wondering why I don't like Techies players. This is why, right? What is the value add? You're a master tier Techies player, and you're level 3 at 9 minutes. 9:11. Okay, here comes the Remnant. They do have him. Chains is there, and like, look, what can you do? How can you fight this? The Remnant forward, and they're just going deep for this. He does have it. He's taking a lot of damage. And Dumb Lunatic, really, you really can't do anything against this guy. Shackle. And you get blown up here as they get gone on here. The leap blast off. Oh, he denies himself. Okay, so they got something. Jace has been silenced. And did you see that Wind Ranger actually use the shovel to just dig up a rune right in front of everybody? But Techie's 0 value add. Hey, Ani, actually. All good, man. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, so a little bit more. I mean, level 5 with the Wind Ranger here. And is be going... as they're cycling through. My gosh. Okay. Phase boots to start into Blink. Okay, okay. You're going to go for the mobility. And again, good God, what is the CM doing? He has a stick. He's going to get... oh, he hops in. And here comes Jay's Remnant from downtown. The Infest Bomb is there and just turned that completely around. Thought he was low and they thought they had him, but with those creeps in, just the little fast fingers and being able to quick in and jump into that creep just makes it very easy for him. So quick stuff there. Glyph is going to be used, and this is going to just help push. All right, now the Techies is level 5 at 10 minutes, so he's kind of caught himself back up a little bit. But what has he done? He's stubbornly going for the Ags first. Yeah, Faceless Void is a little bit of action top. Let's kind of check this one out here. Net worth is probably the most important thing. Any more is going to back up here. Has phase, is probably going to go... or what does he have on the chick? Oh, okay. Yeah, armlet. MOM into Yasha. Okay. Alright. All 3 heroes of Dire are by himself. Okay, Void Spirit's by himself. Is trying to go. The Swashbuckle does some work. The Shackle was nice. And the Power Shot. Dissimulate. He goes... oh, he tries to bait him out. And here's the nice Chrono. It's 3-mana Chrono. They do catch him out, but they didn't actually get the Ember, who's got him. But he's got a 2 double kill right there. And Void Spirit is somehow still alive. Here comes more TPs. The Remnant, the RP's been pump faked. And he actually didn't go for this. They got the Frostbite on Jace. And they do have him kind of stuck in. He doesn't have any more Remnants. And the RP's still not been used. And here comes the Rolling Boulder. And it's doing a lot of work. And they're trying to go for him. Now the RP's been committed, but he's been killed. And the Pango does get that one. He's going to stick up here. And he does get killed. MNZ doing some work. He does have some damage. Gets the bash there. And Jays with no remnant and everything. Just the MOM on top of that. The bashes, the frostbite. Just a lot of work. And this is the power of the Faceless Void. Top 5 carry easily in 7.27D. And you see why. Especially with that MOM. And just the sheer damage that he had. I think that the Magnus could have played that one a little bit better in terms of an RP. I think he was kind of baiting that one out. I'm not sure what he was doing. He pump faked it like 2 or 3 times. Probably for style or whatever, but unfortunately not really paying off. And not be able to hit more than 1. That was like the biggest thing. He wasn't going to kill the Pango initially here. So I understand why you pump fake that one. But at least on the Ember, I think that you probably should have gone for it then. Like sometimes it's worth it just to kind of go for it. Just to ensure that you secure that kill. And that changes things up in terms of how things are going to be played. He's got the medallion on the Wind Ranger. Interesting build. It's not the traditional... I mean, there's the Meteor Hammer one, and then there's the MKB style. And it looks like he's going to go for the Solar Crest into Blink style, which... I mean, it helps for you, I guess. Okay, Frostbite here. The Remnant is going to connect onto Jays. And then the Blast Off as well, who's been silenced. And he's got it. He's getting a little low. And yes, he does get killed. And it looks like they're going to go for this. And the CM gets blown up in return for Jays. But that seems like a pretty good trade there. And they've gotten the Void Spirit as well. Sorry for the camera work. And here comes the Faceless Void. They do get the Void Spirit. They do get the Bash. MOM has been triggered here. And they have the Infest involved, but I don't know if they want to go for the Pango getting so low. And here comes the Skewer forward, and he swashbuckles away. Can he get away? No, not with that time walk there. Oh, he's been disarmed. That was so lucky. Quebe is running for his life. He sticks up, and then the bash. MNZ there. That was nice timing by the Magnus. Just skewering involved, just making sure he saved it. And anymore, that was kind of weird. He infests into him. And yet, he didn't fight even when the Pengo was getting gone on. And it looks like he had like 70-80% life. So Lifestealer playing super cautiously. Here comes the Chrono, and they've got the MOM on top of that. And yeah, you're going to die in the end. You can't armlet toggle through a Chrono. So MNZ literally putting the team on his back. it seemed like things were not going well, right? That was an interesting pump fake. Hang on, let me just see. He's rank 54, yeah. And you can kind of see how things are played, right? In the sense that this Faceless Void, he didn't have the greatest of lanes. I mean, yeah, he was doing all right, especially with that CM there. It's a tough lane. This Wind Ranger slash Pango combination in that lane is super difficult to deal with. Flame Guard, they do have the chains. Oh, but the stasis trap. Oh, but he mantas out of it. And unfortunately, okay, so they do end up getting with the techies. It was bait. But that, I thought he actually had the, no, it's just an illusion rune. And he did, interesting, like, just, I thought he dodged it, but there was another bomb, so to speak, nearby. He's going to pump fake the RP. I mean, it's not worth it, just not one guy, right? Glyph up, try to keep it alive. Here comes a Frostbite. Anymore is getting a little low, and here comes MNZ on the back end of this. The Infest is there. They do know the creep, but they're not actually going to fight it. Okay. They're trying to focus it. Look at the speed on that guy. And they deny the T1 mid, which is unfortunate for the Dire here. Remnants, nope. The Rage is going to be used. Anymore is going to back up here. Yeah, he's got to be a little bit safer. I think he needs that next big item to really fight. I mean, woof, this Faceless Void here. SNY and MOM already. This guy knows how to farm. He's been very efficient. He's going to go MKB next. I feel like the impact of the Wind Ranger really hasn't been there. I think they had the potential to do really good things, especially early, especially since there's like a lack of pressure from this techies. Oh, the stasis. And he blasts off, and he denies himself. Might as well, right? They get the Warlock. All right. I'm sighing because of the fact that the techies is there. And if your team is winning, he can be some of the most frustrating thing. Oh, the buyback from Warlock. Here comes a rolling boulder, but they should be away from this. They're just kind of wait this one out. Dissimulate to kind of just back off, and he's gonna just drive back in shame, right back to his border patrol, so to speak. He should be fine here. Magnus has a blink, something to take note of. Warlock has committed the golem, and that was in the last fight right before he died. CM still has a freezing field. Warlock just wants to deny. Oh, he just wants to deward it, but he's by himself. Yeah, he's going to die here. Frostbite. In addition to it, that's a die back here. 53 seconds, and that's why it's so long. Oh, but here comes the Infest. They're going for this. Anymore's by himself. He's looking to fight this. Freezing Field doesn't do shit against this guy with Rage, and it looks like the RP is going to be committed. Anymore, the damage does a decent amount. Okay. So they traded support for support, but Anymore getting low. He's trying to armlet toggle through this. He gets skewered back, and he's by himself. Committed way too long. Two-man shackle there. The Remnant is going to connect onto the Wind Ranger, and he gets bashed up. And you see one guy makes a mistake, and this is when things start to snowball, right? This is one of those moments where, why is the Warlock trying to deward there? You knew that they were nearby, okay? I mean, that was the risky one, right? He did that. Fine. He died. But the fact that, like, the whatchamacallit? Oh, my gosh. The Lifestealer tried to go in on him after the fact, and then stuck around thinking that he was stronger. I mean, you're not going to be able to fight this 1v4. And here is the Remnant back on Pango. They got the bashes, and MNZ just doing work. It doesn't matter what you can do. And this is the moment where you're like, okay, bad and losing, and this is, you know what I mean? Like, things start to snowball, right? It gets rough. And then through this all, Techies is going to get his items. He's almost very close to, his Aghanims here. And this is a huge missed opportunity. This is a game they should have won, especially with the zero impact of the early game of that Techies. The heal, keeping himself alive just for a little bit longer. Shadow Word was used. And then he's going to Astral Step. He should be fine. The Remnant away. MNZ is going to time walk forward. He does have Chrono if he wants to go for this. But he's looking back. He sees the Remnant, where it's going to be placed. He gets one bash. Yeah, the Remnant to the high ground. Okay. Patient hasn't done the corner. Oh, okay, the Shadow Word's not going to heal this Warlock. They've got all three, and there's really no reason to use the Chrono on that one. I think it would have been very difficult to even kill that Ember. So he was like, okay, he can save it. Now they can go against this T2, push it, and in the event that a fight happens, he still has Chrono. So the Dire has to be very, very wary of that, and they need to be careful. That said, the Void Spirit is being careful himself. He backs away. M&Z, man. This guy, his farm is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Oh my gosh. And he's got the Imp Claw here. Just M&Z, man. Literally, this is, if you want to know how to core, this is how you core. Not like Lifestealer, where you try to play risky. He gets a bash here. He's trying to armlet tackle the RP into the Chrono. And he's got it. The two-man Shekel there is going to stop that. But the freezing field is there. The Lifestealer goes down, which is the biggest one. Faceless Void is still alive. Jays, the freezing field, doing a lot of work. Frostbite as well. The Remnant, and they found Jays, and he looks like he's going to go down. And through this all, nice, another two-man Shekel, but the Yules is there. And that's going to slow him down. And Michael, yeah, even though you have a wand and you have your Pango here, can they get anything else? And a nice two hits, the nice little bashes. The Golem's been committed, and they get, okay, so that's not the worst fight. They've gotten 3 so far, and they're looking to fight this. But Faceless Void is the end boss. He is the one you got to be careful about. He time walks away, and he does have MKB. And this is the biggest fish. MOM on top of the bash. The Golem was like, I can't help you, sir. And gets killed as well. And, oh, MNZ. This is the MNZ show, man. We want to see some good CM play, but this is the thing where MNZ's kind of carrying this game, just like completely controlling it. Like, I don't think he's died. He has not died. Yeah, 909. This is the guy you need to somehow lock down. You need to kill him somehow. Not the easiest of things to do, especially since he's on such a roll. Notice how he didn't pick up the Arcane because, you know, Chrono's on cooldown, so there's no real value there in picking up that rune. And he can just solo it. I mean, he's got the healing, he's got the Empower as well, with MKB and SNY. And some bashes on Roche. And Roche didn't even stand a chance. And this is where techies can just be super annoying. Right? When you have a good team, like, to make up for the fact that you provide nothing in the laning phase, blast off, silence, into the stasis. I got the bash again. Like, every time I see techies doing well, like, part of me just dies. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I just hate that hero. Because, like, he provided nothing in the first 15 minutes of the game. He lets his team, puts him back in, and now he becomes this super annoying hero that, you know, every techies players does and loves. And I hate the fact that, like, this guy's like a master tier. Like, techies players, I hate to say it, but Dying Fire, man. I don't know what it is. I don't like you in life. I don't know what you are. You're like a real-life terrorist in my eyes. But Jay's here. He's got Maelstrom. He's got Yules up next. He does need a defensive item. I think that that's his biggest issue. The fact that, like, they have the RP, the Chrono, just the amount of control that they have doesn't really let the Ember play the way Ember wants to play, which is kind of in and out. And just being this mobile hero that is very difficult to pin down. But when you got Chrono and RP, it's very difficult to deal with anything. Remote Mine's just right in front of him. He doesn't even care. The Warlock probably saw that. He's nearby. He gets stasis. Oh my gosh. The amount of damage and the burst. M&Z time walks forward, but he doesn't even do any swings. And Yule's up on the Pango. They got Quebe. They got the Remote Mine kill again. The Blink. Alright, he tried to skewer. He tried to finesse that one. And the Force as well, but that's not enough. And it looks like, I mean, they could just kind of close this game out. They're chasing this Lifestealer. They've committed the Chrono on this guy, and anymore, not much you can do. Like, I feel like this is a bad itemization from Lifestealer. Because how are you supposed to armlet toggle through any, like, the Chrono, right? It, like, doesn't work. Alright, nonetheless. They're going to just push. It doesn't even matter about the creeps. This time, you know, his Faceless Void is just so strong. Look at that. Creep wave dead. Don't care. Time walks most of it away. Look at this. And this guy is just like a, pretty much he's a range creep at this point. This Warlock has had a rough time. He hasn't been able to get anything going. He just feels very slow in this meta. Right? Like, his position needs to be on point every time he gets caught out. And he's, I feel like he's died a lot. Yeah, 8 times already. 084. Had a bad game, sir. Disarm is there. That's lucky. Astral Step. And again, bad positioning by this Warlock. And Glyph is going to be used here, just kind of slowing things down. But Faceless Void don't care because he's got Aegis. And he has a Morbid Mask if he wants to just swipe that in later. He's been disarmed again, so he's been a little lucky. And yeah, they've taken a lot of damage. Okay, here we go. And it looks like that team has just kind of given up. We see a lot of this in the ranked Immortal side. And yeah, there's really no way you can catch up from this one. So they're going to take the mid-racks here. And like, do you even want to push? Do you even want to go against like a techies? Like, this is like the most painful thing. They're going to look to take the T4s. They're going to continue to push. They got the creeps as well. And they're going to time walk forward. 1-2. Half a range creep, I would say. I mean, yeah, the heals are there. I mean, the damage has been split around, but it really doesn't matter. Swashbuckle. Yules. Astral Step, Remnant. They pull him back. Quebe. Silenced as well. And the defensively Yules the Faceless Void, and the Golem's been committed. And they're trying to fight it, but even the Golem gets down just that quickly. Not much you can do here. And I mean, look at this guy. He's dropping salves. He's dropping his upheaval here. Oh! Gets a little low. He does need to be a little bit careful. He forces himself to the low ground. He should be fine, assuming he doesn't get ticked. One more damage. Yeah, he does die in the end. Somebody was triggered on him. Ancient is by him, you know. I mean, soloing the Ancient, the Pango just kind of keeping the Yules up, but it, like, people are just playing around at this point. I mean, it's funny that he hasn't picked up the Self. I think he probably should, just on his way out. His age has been popped, but it's the inevitable. He goes for the Chrono. And, yeah, he does need to be a little careful here. MNZ taking a lot of damage. Dissimulates. And then the Ancients. Are they going to focus on this? Okay. They just want to drag things out a little, I guess. I mean, this game is pretty much over, right? Jays hasn't been able to get anything going. Just the amount of lockdown they have. I wonder how the draft went. I'm thinking it was like a CM techies to start. Void. Faceless Void Magnus? Into the... into the Lifestealer Pango. I mean, just, you know what I mean? Like, 1-3 in the second phase. And then, you know, 4-5 in the beginning. So I'm thinking they picked the Ember into the Faceless Void. Or they went Void Spirit first. Because, like, I don't know. Like, this is a interesting one. I want to see how the draft went out. Because I feel like this is a pretty big mistake. Oh, my gosh. The remote mine from downtown. And Quebe is within range. And he's got the other remote mine. And this guy, this hero. I hate his hero. Shadow Amulet will keep him alive. And he's like, alright, I'm just going to go for the Ancient. Oh, the Stasis is nearby. But they don't actually have the vision for him. And they... one more shot. Even the creeps are getting in on this. Oh, and the Bash is there. He's got Satanic, Butterfly. Like, this clear MVP here. So, yeah, GG. Well played. Pretty clinical game, I would say. But it was a lot closer. They did a lot better. The Dire, they had a good chance. But this is one of those things where the early game, you need a win out. You need a win out. That was a pretty massive mistake, letting them get back into this game. But it was difficult to kind of... like, they had such a huge advantage. If we're looking at the graphs, like, they were kind of winning. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but they were doing okay. Lifestealer really... I think his itemizations were poor. Armlet into a Chrono, probably not the best thing. Also, Jay's here. I think you need to be a little bit more defensive here. But he's rank 6, holy crap, anymore. Alright, yeah, not the greatest one. But, okay. Please give a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.